Welcome, everyone. This is the BumCast. I am your host, HBAC, the head bum in charge, along with my tag team partner, as always, the one and only Baloney. All right, man. This is going to be one of the weirdest pods we do because we're live on the air, and right as we broke, we got big news. Britney Spears is pregnant.
Yep.
So congratulations. No, I'm happy for her. Good for her. But no, this is bigger than Britney being pregnant. It looks like the Sox are going to be trading for Frankie Montas from Oakland. Peter, that tweet that you just read right before it went online, that's a fake tweet. You got
There's
played.
so many moving parts going on right now. This is tough. We are recording live. I was sending out my normal ready to go tweets and getting everything ready. And then we get this hammer dropped on us that the Sox are trading for a starting pitcher they desperately need. So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts. The wheels are turning. We're gonna need people in the comments updating us and kind of breaking the news for us, because I don't think I could be on Twitter and have coherent thoughts at the same time. But this is going to be fun. So hopefully something happens.
This is going to be very interesting today. We might be breaking some news. Right now, it's coming out from Mike Rodriguez of Univision. He's basically saying that the Sox in Oakland are in very close agreement for Frankie Montas. They're basically their ace at this point. No return yet on who Sox would be giving up or if it's official yet. But we will be watching this situation very closely because we definitely know that we need some starting pitching, especially after this weekend. We got Mr. Vincent Velasquez pitching the opener tomorrow, and I just want to puke with that. I'm really happy I'm not going to the game tomorrow, because if I had to sit and watch this guy who would normally be DFA'd on any other championship team have to start for the White Sox in the home opener because we decided not to address pitching this offseason, I'm glad I'm not going tomorrow. I don't need that headache and that bad juju.
So, I mean, we're playing catch up. We've talked about it all off season that they needed to address starting pitching. We knew that this was a possibility with the shortened spring and pitchers really not getting a chance to stretch out as their normal spring training would be. Cold weather. I mean, this happens every year. Obviously, last year we were bitten by the hamstring bug, by the injury bug. And this year seems like it's no different. This is a move they desperately need. So if it does happen, like you said, I'm all in. They need to address the starting pitching. And from what we've seen early in the season, obviously Cease and Kopech both look like they're ready to take the next step up. And that's what we've been asking for. And that's what we need, especially with Lynn and Giolito hurt for an unforeseen amount of time. I know Giolito says maybe 2 starts, but we really don't know yet. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, this trade is coming. We signed Johnny Cueto, but he's on a minor league deal. He might not come up at all. If he's not called up, I think it's like May 15th or something like that, then he can leave his contract. But reason why this deal is probably coming together if it does go through is because Lance Lynn is out until end of May, June. We know that he's got the meniscus issue, and Giolito exited his first start with, he didn't even know. He said like it's a weird pitching injury, but it seems like it's an oblique or a rib cage or some kind of just muscle pull. And last year
I usually call it pulled fat. You know, whenever you're reaching for something or turn the wrong way and you kind of pull the fat. Yeah. Obviously, Giolito's been working out. He's been in great shape all of his career. And even this year, he said he was in the best shape of his life. So it's not pulled fat, but it's something like that.
Yeah. So hopefully if this deal goes through, but yeah, we got Giolito's out for 2 starts at least. Kopech is still ramping up in his arm strength, but Dylan Cease, man, I guess he's copying your mustache or something, because he might just win the Cy Young with that stash that he's got going now. Like, that's a fuck you stash right there.
He's got a man stash. I'll admit that. This thing that I got, like dirt on my lip. I don't know. I grew it out ironically, and now it's kind of a part of me. So we'll see. But yeah, man, Dylan Cease came out firing, and that's what we need right now. I mean, we talked about them being the walking wounded. They're the infirmary ward. It just seems like we just can't catch a break. Jason, I know you talk about the firing the trainers, and I talked about bringing back Herm Schneider of all people.
Herm Schneider and his little magic sticks where he just
Herm,
shock you back to health.
I don't know what we need, but they need something. So if
Well,
this,
like I was tweeting, I tweeted out last year was all the lower body injuries. It was all the hamstrings and the groins and everything, and now it's all obliques and your core and your rib. Like, can we just do total body stretches before games? I mean, like, I don't know why it's one or the other. It's lower, upper, just do the whole body, man. Like, it's not that hard. I mean, I guess I'm not a peak physical athlete, but at least when I do stretches, I do total body stretches and not just work on one part of my body.
it would be good. It would be wise for them to invest in like a yoga instructor or somebody that really
Get Diamond
could.
Dallas Page, do the
Yes,
DDP yoga,
DDP yoga.
man.
He's basically a lifesaver, so it
Yeah,
would be good.
I mean, he's got Chris Jericho still wrestling at 53 years old or whatever it is. So, I mean, obviously the DDP works wonders. But AJ Pollock, he first game, he comes out gangbusters. He's hitting left and right. He's scoring. Next game, gets a base hit right off the bat, and then gets a little hammy pop or something. But he's going on maternity leave anyways, so he's
Paternity
going to be
leave.
out for paternity. Yeah, not paternity leave, unless he's popping out babies too. Who knows? But yeah, so he's going to be out for a little bit. But let's hope that his injury history doesn't act up again, because it's nice to finally have a right fielder who can hit, especially if he's hitting 7th or 8th in the lineup behind all the big bats. Especially when Moncada comes back, we got TA back now, which that's just a whole different fuck you lineup when TA's on top of the lineup there.
It's a completely different dynamic. If TA is doing TA things, and then Pollock at the end of the lineup, I mean, we saw it all over Twitter. This team rakes, man. We're gonna see a lot of these 10-run, 11-run games over the summer if we can all stay healthy. So that's the big asterisk. That's the big thing I'm gonna keep harping on. But yeah, man, Pollock looks like the real deal. Obviously, he had that hiccup at the end of the game, trying to field the ball. But I said it. The Sox are basically a fluke inning away from starting the season 3-0. So there's not much we can complain about. Obviously, the injuries and obviously White Sox Twitter can complain about anything at any time. But realistically, first 3 games went about as good as they could have. Other than
the injuries, the only thing I'll say, I was really surprised at how little home runs the Sox hit over the weekend. I mean, you had 2 by Vaughn, you had 1 from Yaz, but I mean, Sox have usually been pretty damn efficient at crushing the ball in Detroit, and the fact that Lubob, Pito, or Eloy didn't hit one was very shocking.
No, yeah, I definitely
weekend.
thought Eloy or Lubob would have one by now. But it's the first series of the season, cold weather in Detroit. I mean, it wasn't warm at all. I think the warmest game was mid-50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
no.
I mean, they're gonna hit their home runs.
Oh no, I've no doubt. I'm just surprised that it was just Andrew Vaughn. And speaking of him, La Russa just needs to keep him in the lineup every game.
That's the one thing I have written down right now. It's Andrew Vaughn is a menace right now, and he has to find a way to keep getting them at bats. We talked about like possibly him platooning and DHing and playing the outfield spot starts and stuff like that. He needs to play every day. Get this kid as much experience and as much at bats as possible, because you've seen his productivity so far. That's somebody that needs to be in the everyday lineup.
Yeah. So Sox home opener Tuesday. We're not going because it's obviously a Tuesday. It's hard to get off of work on a Tuesday, but again, like we mentioned, it's Vincent Velasquez and his 6.3 career ERA going up against a pretty decent Mariners offense. I think that once we get, and hopefully the Sox just outslug the Mariners tomorrow, because I'm not really expecting much. So hopefully it's homecoming. It's just balls
Yeah,
start
just
flying all
mash.
over the place.
You
Yeah,
know,
just
they're gonna another one of these, first run, get out early, take the lead early, first inning, second inning, and then go from there. But yeah, man, it sucks not being at the home opener. We talked about, all right, we had that tweet out there. I have my tradition of buying a White Sox hat before
yeah,
each home
and
opener.
thank you for everyone who commented. That apparently we should become a White Sox hat podcast now, because that when you start talking about Sox hats, man, like everyone just starts
Everyone
going
had
crazy over
everyone
their
had an
opinion.
opinion, everyone had a vote, and we asked what hat should I buy. I'm like, I'll leave it up to Twitter because I was indecisive. I really like all four hats that we had talked about.
So yeah, check out the post. It's a pinned post on our Twitter page right now at Shy Sports Bums. Check it out. Send a retweet, send a comment on which one you're voting for, and then before we go to our first game, Peter's getting a new hat, so we'll keep it open for a couple more days. And so opening weekend, Sox took two out of three, should have swept the Tigers. Cubs, I mean, they looked pretty damn good too. Everyone thought that the Brewers were going to come in there and knock them out, and we don't really spend much time on Cubs talk because we're Southsiders and we're a White Sox majority pod. But I will say, I kind of expect this from the Cubs to just come out like gangbusters, and then they'll start fading like
I think it's the same
in
thing.
May.
So that's what I had. I was like, are the Cubs actually good? They did the same thing last year, right? They
Yeah.
they got out early, surprised some people, and then they really don't have the roster to maintain like a full season of this kind of baseball. But yeah, it was like, are they good? I they have some guys, like what's his name? Seiya Suzuki.
Yeah, the Japanese
He
guy.
looks like the real deal. I saw Obvious Shirts had that shirt where it's like Seiya in the Sega print. I thought that was
Oh, that's
awesome.
good.
I'm like, if I'm a Cubs fan, I'm getting one of those. Um, but yeah, like obviously we'll see. Oh, we got our first comment with get a Cubs hat. So we might have to mute Fishbones for the time being. Thank you, Fishbones, for listening, by the way. Shout out to John. He was very excited for the live show today. But yeah,
Yeah,
no
welcome
Cubs.
back,
No,
John. Don't ever, John. You're never allowed to go on vacation again with your family to Mexico. You have to watch the BumCast live all the time. How dare you?
and although he did
And
mention
Jose too.
he's got a hockey game at like 9:45. So realistically, John, you're not getting much ice time. Keep your phone on the bench. You could stream us live. Keep the live stream going even when you're on ice. We'll still be here.
That's right. So yeah, okay. So Sox got the Mariners. We will actually be at the game on Saturday against Tampa Bay. We'll be in Lot B. We will be tailgating in the
You
morning.
will.
Yeah, I will, because you got to work. Um, maybe, but we will be in Lot B. We will be tailgating at around 10:30 in the morning. We will be busting out our first ever whiskey at Comiskey. So we will
Yes.
be something that we've been kind of hinting about and talking about on social media. But our goal this year is whenever we go to the game, and even if we're not there, if it's a home opener, we want to see what bourbon you're drinking, what whiskey you're drinking at the game. So we're busting out our hashtag whiskey at Comiskey. Send us a picture of your bottles. We'll retweet it out. We want to connect with fellow bourbon lovers. Even if you're a whiskey lover, maybe you like the
Yeah.
Canadian stuff,
It could be.
which is fine too. Maybe you just you like the little JMO still. You haven't graduated to the bourbon yet, so you're still on your JMO game. But that's okay.
Yeah,
To
it's
each their
whiskey.
own.
I will say,
But it's still whiskey.
we started like way early in our drinking days. We were Scotch guys for a long time.
We were
And
big Johnny
then
Walker guys for
we
the
did
longest
do
time.
we went to bourbon. Um, I want to welcome it could be Canadian whiskey, it could be rye, anything you guys are drinking. Hashtag us, Twitter, Instagram, Bourbon Bums, Whiskey at Comiskey. I will say the one caveat: maybe no Fireball. Maybe no
Yeah.
Fireball.
Yeah, no, unless your wife or girlfriend wants to do some Fireball, that's fine. But
Or
let's
if
try
you're
to get.
still in college. If you're still in college, send us all the Fireball shots. Um,
That's true.
Send them all your pictures.
But yes, what we want to see what your show us that bottle next to the stadium, hold it up nice and proud, and I'll be trying to decide what I'm bringing to the game on Saturday. It's always deadly when you start slamming some bourbon at 10, 11 in the morning. Things could escalate kind of quickly, but I plan on eating all of the tailgating meats and probably getting a broader or something in the stadium. So
Yeah,
it's gonna
I can't wait.
first game of the year. I'm excited about this. We got to bring home a winner. We had very good record last year going to games in our 20 game package. So we're gonna try to keep things going, even though it's going to be against a very tough Tampa Bay team.
Yeah, and I don't know when I'm gonna make it there, but I got to make it there soon. We've been itching for this season to start for so long with the lockout and everything else. The getting bounced out of the playoffs early. So yeah, I got to get to a game quickly. But we'll figure it out. And then shout out cousin Johnny. He's been working on some whiskey at Comiskey stuff. We'll post them on the Instagram and Twitter pages soon. It should be a fun time.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully try to get some shirts done up or something here. So, if you want to be part of the Bourbon Bums, the Whiskey at Comiskey Club, just and show your love, we'll definitely follow us on social media. We'll give you more details as they come. All right, so I gotta give you a shout out. Also, kind of a poo poo, but we came back last week. We dropped our Masters bets. You do your Masters bets every year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, you fucking killed it. I think you were like 3 for 4, 4 for 4 on your picks last year. And it was like your top 10, top 20 finishes. You went 1 for 5, but you did pick the winner.
Dude, and I was going to say, I knew you were mad about the 1 for 5 compared to last year. Betting golf and predicting golf is so hard that 1 for 5 is basically, like that's a Hall of Fame career right now. Like if I was a baseball player, I'd be hitting above 300 easy. So yeah, man, shout out Scotty Scheffler. It was an uneventful weekend, I will say. Like if you're like a golf fan or Masters fan, he basically ran away with the tournament. Cam Smith made it interesting for a little bit. You had the Tiger storyline, which I love personally. It was awesome to see him get out there and play well over the first day and then make the cut. Kind of fell off at the end, but just for the fact that Tiger made it 4 rounds at Augusta after all of what he's been through, that was awesome.
Yeah,
Rory,
Tiger making the cut was just a good thing to see. Like he had a good first day, and people were kind of saying that he was going to fall off, which he kind of did, but he still managed to make the cut. And you're gonna gas out, especially first time after 17 months.
yeah. So yeah, I think realistically, he talked about it after Sunday. He's not going to play a full schedule, nowhere near a full schedule. I think the next time we'll see him is at the Open Championship at in England at St. Andrews or Scotland. Yeah, St. Andrews, Scotland. But yeah, realistically, he's only going to play the major tournaments. That's all we need to see him. If we see him 4 times a year, 5 times a year, maybe toss in a couple extra tournaments, that would be awesome. But yeah, I mean, it was a good weekend. Shout out you and Joey P. Joey P says, I need the Steiner math on how Peter picked that winner. Realistically, I'm glad you brought it up, Joey. Cam Smith, he was a favorite. He's the world #1 player in the world. He's been red hot the last 6 weeks or so, but he's been really, really good for the last like 18 months. The way I picked him realistically was because he's been so good and the people around him weren't playing their best golf. Just John Rahm has been the world #1. He's been really bad. Dustin Johnson, same thing. So I just, it's like a process of elimination. And then my other guy who seems to be always in contention, Justin Thomas, he was same thing, had been playing well. John or Jason, you mentioned like what happened to Justin Thomas. The thing about Justin Thomas is he had a bad week. He's still tied for 8th. Like his bar is so high that even when he has bad weekends, he's still top 10ing. So yeah, but obviously Scotty Scheffler is on another level. He's on. If this was NBA Jam, he'd be. I mean, he's on fire. Like it's crazy how good he is right now.
No, I'm happy that I picked him as overall winner. I'm getting a little nervous there at the beginning on Sunday when Cam was only down by a stroke, and I was seriously questioning cashing out, but I'm happy I rode it through and took all that money back. So thank you for the Scotty Scheffler overall winner bet.
At this point, between your parlays, my golf bets, I mean, if it's FanDuel, Barstool Sportsbook, PointsBet, MGM. Somebody sponsor us. There's space right up here where we could toss an ad out. We've been doing pretty good. Our NFL season was pretty good too.
Yes. Also, but I want to say a big, middle finger to FanDuel for screwing me on my Sunday parlay bet, because apparently a stolen base or a fielder's choice does not count as a total base. So when I had Lubob as 2+ total bases and they didn't count that fact that he stole the base and that he reached in the fielder's choice, that upset me, because I was like, Sox are going to have an offensive explosion on Sunday, and TA comes back, gets me the 2 hits. Breu gets me the hit in the RBI. Lubob has got the hit, a stolen base, and reached, and they didn't count the Lubob.
It was tough.
Also,
I would be
pissed
if I were you.
Yes, we have to remember. You said you were going to say something that was going to upset Joey P.
Okay, I'm glad you brought this up. This was during I should have brought it up during White Sox talk, because I did have it written down. Last year was the ongoing bit. Shout out Joey P. Shout out Johnny. Say something nice about Luis Garcia, Jason. That bit's over. There's no defending Luis Garcia this year. I'm not riding the Lurie legend train this year for 162 games, or now 159 games. I can't do it. Last year, it was more poking fun at you for being so negative all the time.
I was a visionary.
This year, I just can't. I don't want to see Lurie every day. I don't want to see Lurie at bats. I don't want, the less Lurie, the better. So that was going to be my take. Joey, you're on your own at this one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not saying that the Sox offensive explosion happened because Lurie was sitting. I'm also not saying that. So I'm a data guy. I go by numbers, and when Lurie's batting 6th or 7th in that lineup, the runs seem to be about half what they were when he's on the bench. So that's all I'm saying. Let's get off the Lurie legend train and just keep him as late inning Sunday replacements, whatever he needs. Yeah, see, I'm sorry, Joey. I know.
I can't do it. I just can't do it for a whole nother season. And realistically, the best payoff was that playoff game. That home run, at Sox Park, that playoff game, that was the payoff of the full season of us say something nice about Luis Garcia. If this was a movie, that's where the movie ended. There's no sequel. I'm not doing a sequel.
I even put him in a parlay bet on Saturday because he actually had a good career history against Casey Mays, whatever his name is. He actually has a good career against him, and then he went over. And
I mean, that's Lurie. That's Lurie for you.
I'm never betting on him again. All right, Peter, you were talking about this the entire week. Your midlife crisis.
This was something that came to us via Johnny. We're old, man. And the way I figured it out, he sent us a picture of a VIP card to Bamboo Room. If you guys don't know, because at this point it's been closed for a decade, Bamboo Room was a club that we used to venture out on Sunday nights.
Suburban bar in Downers Grove.
And we realized he had that summer of 2005. That card is 17 years old. That card is almost old enough to buy cigarettes and vote. And I realized that was 17 years ago. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, realistically, we like to reminisce all this stuff, clubbing the shy days and all that stuff. But realizing that Bamboo Room was 17 years ago was something else. So yeah, that took me down a midlife crisis, if you will. It was fun, man.
Are you gonna go out and buy like a red Corvette convertible now? Like,
no. So what I was really doing,
get a spray tan and some Botox. Is this what your next move is now?
No. So the move was, I started thinking about like, wow, we're getting up there in age. We're celebrating your 40th birthday this summer. And I had written a blog 7 years ago. And it was basically like ways I'm old, or like reasons I realized I'm old. And now 7 years ago, it seems like, I mean, I was a young guy then. So I've got my top 10 ways I realized I was old like 7 years ago. And I want you to bounce back and forth to see if it's something you still do or not. The first one, number 10, I watch the news. Like I watch the news all the time. And it's like, that's an
I
old person thing.
I read news online. I don't watch the
Yeah.
news.
Well, I will say the last 3 years or so, it's been very, very tough to watch the news. So yes, I'm more, picking and choosing what I'm reading and stuff like that. But just for the fact that I'm catching up on current events and looking at like, overseas news and everything else, it's like we're old, man. Like we're
Yeah,
old.
no, you got to keep up on the current events because then, especially in social media days, there's a lot of fake news and all the bots and everything. So, yeah, I mean, you gotta know like what's reputable and what's not. And I read a lot. I read a lot of different sources online, but I can't watch like ABC News at 10. That
Yeah,
shit's
no,
too
yeah.
depressing. And like
Yeah,
when people
it gets
getting
too sad.
shot, carjacked,
Yeah.
and
But realistically,
inflation.
like, like 10 years ago, or even like I was reading ESP, like I was on Roto World half the day, and then like
Me too.
Perez
That's
Hilton and stuff like now it's like Reddit World
Gawker.
News and stuff like that. Yeah, Gawker and stuff like that. And now it's like Reddit World News. I'm like, things have changed. Number 9, I like Fig Newtons.
Fuck you.
What?
Fig Newtons? That's like senior citizen food, man.
I know.
It's like what your grandma gives you
I
when
know.
when you would go to grandma's house and I want a snack and you're like, I got Fig Newtons. Like you don't got
So
any fucking
my
crackers or something?
my dad gets them, or like he likes them, obviously, because he's old. And so like he'll bring them into work, and now we'll have like Fig Newtons and a cup of coffee like in the mornings. And I'm like, man, this is nice. So yeah,
What about you just can't do donuts? Like what's wrong with donuts or bagels?
I mean, I get my fair share of donuts already, Jason. I don't think we need any more of that. So maybe a Fig Newton or two wouldn't be as bad.
Why don't you just get like a little old school like 80s lunchbox and like fill a little cup full of cereal and then you can eat that when like have like your Frosted Flakes or Lucky Charms or
All right,
something.
I don't need you judging me on my Fig Newtons. I'm just saying I like Fig Newtons.
All right, fine. Enjoy your Fig Newtons.
Number 8, and this is something I realized the last time we were at a Bears game. We were at that Bears game in Arizona, or against Arizona.
Against Arizona.
It was rainy, windy, cold, miserable day. We had our boots on. We had waterproof jackets on. That was such a sensible style that we basically had. We all had our duck boots or work boots and stuff like that. If we were 20, 21, 22 years old, we're at that game in a hoodie and Converse. I know we are. Like you're in your gym shoes.
No, I'm gonna stop you on that one because at 21, 22, I wouldn't even go. I'd be like, you guys go have fun. Fuck that shit.
Oh, well then. So that one is like we're dressing sensible to the weather, basically. Like we all had ponchos and gloves and stuff like that.
Back in 05 when the Bears played the Panthers in the playoffs, I got free playoff tickets given to me, and I turned around and sold those things. I had no desire to go sit in the cold and the snow, and they got their ass kicked that game anyways by Steve Smith, but that's neither here or there.
All right.
Truth be told, I don't want to go in the cold.
You never liked the cold, but now I'm just saying we dress sensible for the cold.
We do.
I'm sleepy. I'm just sleepy all the time. It could be morning. It could be middle of the day. It could be now. I'm sleepy. It's just like that.
You need like a lunchtime nap. You need like a little power nap. You need an after work nap. I'm all about the naps, dude.
If I nap, I'm more sleepy. Like it's maybe it's backward. Maybe my brain.
I'm only doing this podcast right now because I power napped after work.
You are a professional napper.
I am.
I mean, this was 7 years ago. This doesn't even have to be said. Sports. We don't play sports anymore. Remember when we went on vacation, we made it a point to like play basketball and tennis and everything like that. Like that's never happening.
The tournament of champions in Puerto Vallarta, where
that's never happening anymore. Going out,
no, I mean, honestly, dude. If we're playing sports now, someone's tearing an ACL or pulling a hammy or something.
We would be the White Sox. I pulled fat, bad knee, Lance Lynn. I would have all of the White Sox injuries combined into one. I would have an oblique. I would have a bad bad knee. I would have a rotator.
Dude, I sit on the couch and I rotate my ankles and you can just hear the popping left and right.
That's what I say. If I go like this, it's like a cement mixer. And that's another one. Shout out Joey P. He keeps like needling me, wanting to play wiffle ball. The reason I have like a busted rotator cuff is from striking out Joey P and Manny like every Saturday morning during
Shots
wiffle ball.
fired. Shots fired.
John, hockey. You could play hockey. Game. We just talked about you have a game at 9:45 at night. That's just not feasible.
But kudos to you, man.
Kudos to you. Shout out John. John's still playing hockey. That's credit to him. The other one was I drink wine now. This was 7 years ago. Now we drink bourbon. So is now we're older. Wine and bourbon is like.
Dude, I just did inventory today. We have 46 bottles of wine in our house. And like 5 of those are magnums.
Yeah. That's just like anyone an old person thing.
Anyone listening, please come over and help drink some of this wine because I can't even go pick up my bottles from Cooper's Hawk anymore because I have no more place to put them.
If this was 2005, it'd be like, do you want to drink Mickey's or do you want to drink Budweiser? Do you want like what are we drinking?
Do it Edward 40 hands.
Edward 40 hands and stuff like that, or like
Wizard staff.
The wizard staff with like a can of Modelo's to the ceiling, basically. Things have changed.
I love it. I'm all whiskey and wine now. Yep, I love it.
All right, I got 2 more to just really. Right. Technology is passing us by, both of us. You know, TikTok, the ticking, talking. Even this right now, we talked about wanting to embed videos and images to like the screen. It takes me like 25 minutes to figure it out, and we just didn't have the time. So I'm going to have to figure it out if we want to keep doing these live videos. But realistically, we need like an unpaid intern that's like 21 or 22 to really know what the hell is going on. Because just getting these graphics up it's a miracle that we're doing this live.
Yep.
And then the last one, I mean, and this is one that like I don't know if you could relate, Jason. This is more of a guy thing. My farts smell like my dad's. Something in me changed, and it's like we got old man farts now. And you had that tweet. Shout out Sarah, your saint of a fiance. You had a tweet talking about you're still pounding White Castles like they're freaking Tic Tacs. I don't know what that does to your body because that cannot be good. I like from experience.
Sometimes you need a cleanse, but yeah, for some reason I had a taste for White Castles at lunch.
Joey P at Shy Sports Bums on TikTok. We've got a couple good ones. We've gone viral a couple times on TikTok. You know, and when I say viral, it's viral for 38-year-old men that don't dance. A couple thousand views and stuff like that. But yes, we are on TikTok. We don't understand it. I try it. I try to figure it out. But if you guys want to see some TikToks, go to our TikTok. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, we're just old.
There's my TikTok dance.
That was that image that Johnny sent us took me down a downward spiral of like, holy shit, we are old.
Bamboo room, sound cards from Soundbar. Probably had some Polecats passes in there somewhere.
Like what's crazy is like every place we mention and like our stomping grounds, if you will, they're all like, you know, Whole Foods and Lululemons now. Like there's no like they don't exist anymore.
Yeah. All right. So wait, what is Julie? Can you bring? I don't even remember how the Macarena goes. Like,
we can bring the Macarena back on TikTok. Maybe
Dr. Evil back.
I like it.
All right. So speaking of bodies and all that stuff, this kind of actually ties into my getting to know you question.
All right, hit me.
And it's a very good like people for our age. It's a would you rather. So here it goes. Would you rather have 6-pack rock solid abs and a fat face, or a skinny face and a dad bod?
Skinny face and a dad bod. I mean, dad bods are in right now. Skinny face right now. if for those that don't know, we broadcast live on 720p. We're not going 1080 until maybe after your wedding and we both slim down a little bit. You can't handle the bums in HD. So so my answer is skinny face, dad bod.
I
It does it the abs don't matter if you got a jacked up, looking like Duke the Dumpster Drosy or something. Like it's not that doesn't matter.
I think I'm taking the six pack and the fat face. I can hide the fat face with my beard, but I want to fit in some nice slim cut shirts again, man. Like I want to wear a nice suit. I want to wear a three piece. I want to come out looking like Cody Rhodes when I go to like a wedding or something like that. And speaking of that, I got a wedding. I got in 7 months. So I need to like fit. I don't want to have any man spanks or anything to fit in my tux here. So I'm trying hard to lose the dad bod here, but I want the rock hard six pack abs now.
I will say we are now at the point of, and it's basically post COVID. Deep in the middle of COVID, when I had my black mask on and sunglasses on, I was hot as hell. Because you didn't know who was under that mask. You didn't know who was under the sunglasses. So maybe if it was then, the abs would have worked out or something. But no, realistically, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just don't want to buy baggy t-shirts anymore. I want to buy like a nice button-up shirt and everything, and maybe Julie. Wait, now Julie, is that abs for Peter or abs for you?
I was about to say, I was like, now I'm gonna have to change my answer. Julie wants me to get abs. I'm getting abs.
See, I'm telling you. See, Chris King, he wants a six pack fat. Thank you. See, I'm telling you, I want to wear nice clothes again. You know, I can't. Here's the thing. Here's the problem with
I
it,
got
and I need.
six pack fat face.
I I can't. I have to buy like custom shirts because my neck is so fucking fat that I can't like button it up and wear a tie.
What?
I have like a 19-inch neck, and it's very depressing when I can't. And I'm like literally like going gasping for air with a tie on. Like, so I want to. I need to lose some of this. You can't
No
count on
comment on
it.
Yeah, man. I've never really noticed your neck. Like that's an actual thing.
Yeah, like if you want to wear like a nice dress shirt and you have to wear a tie, you got to look at the neck size too. Otherwise, like if you buy like I can fit like in an extra large shirt, but the neck still doesn't work for me. So I need to slim down here. I'll keep the fat face. I don't know if face and neck are correlated at all. So maybe I'll take the skinny face if it slims down my fat ass neck. But
You
I
need to
just I
get
just want
that.
to wear.
You need to get that Rocky 4, that crazy ass Rocky 4 workout when he was in Russia, where you just like strap freaking weights with like a leather strap to your head and you just do this thing.
Well,
That's gonna be.
it goes back to the sound card and the VIP the bamboo room thing. I see pictures from like Facebook memories from 12 plus years ago when I would go to clubs in like a three piece or like a two piece like a suit or a shirt and a vest and everything and a tie, trying to look all dapper and shit for like bottle service or New Year's Eve parties. I can't do that anymore, and it makes me miss those days where I could fit into something, but it looks like we got a few with the abs. So fat faces in, six pack abs, rock hard abs in. I'm all for it. That's my getting to know you question.
All right. I liked it.
All right. Um, I think all we got left is bumming some people today, my man.
We do have some bums. I just wanted to check just to make sure, just a quick check of the Twitter to make sure the White Sox didn't do anything.
They have not it has not happened yet.
All right.
Yeah. And if they
All right.
trade one, I'm writing. All right. Go ahead and give us your MVB and what a bum.
All right. So shout out to Harold Baines. We're not going to be at the home opener. Harold Baines will be. For those that don't know, Harold Baines was diagnosed with heart and kidney failure. Basically, what, like 6 months ago? Or 18 months ago. And then he had 114 days ago, he had double transplant to the kidneys and heart, and he'll be at the game. He announced he's going to be at the White Sox home opener. Crazy story. Shout out Harold Baines. He's been, in the White Sox organization for a long, long time. And realistically, nobody really knew that he was sick. He kept it pretty personal, close to the vest. And this announcement was basically the first a lot of people heard of it. White Sox Dave was like, I had no idea. A couple of the other White Sox Twitter people were like, wow, this was shocking, but obviously still good news. He made it out the other side, and it sounds like they're giving him as clean of a bill of health as possible for all things considered. So Harold Baines, my MVB, White Sox legend, good for him. Shout out to him, because that's a feel good story if I've ever read one. And then my bum was someone you tweeted me about. At the time,
I'm all for this. I'm all for this.
I was like, take it easy.
I might be trolling a bit because you know where I stand on this, and I'm Team Big Cat on this.
Cristiano Ronaldo, bum of the week.
And
it's I've always been, obviously, as a Man U fan and then a Real Madrid fan, I've been a Ronaldo fan. More of the stuff on the field, obviously, than off the field. But realistically, Man U lost to Everton 1-0. He was coming out of the tunnel or into the tunnel. He slapped the phone from a 14-year-old boy's hand, bruised the hand, phone broke. Just, you can't do this shit, man. Like, realistically, you're a professional athlete. He came out with an apology saying like the emotions got the best of him and stuff like that. But realistically, you've been in worse situations. You just can't throw these temper tantrums like that. And it sucked because this kid, Jake Harding, it was his first ever match. He's 14 years old. He's excited. He was recording everybody coming in and out of the tunnel and stuff like that. There were reports that he was possibly autistic. I couldn't verify if it was true or not. Regardless, doesn't matter. You just can't do that to that kid, especially, but anybody. Chris, you're right. He's a clown. It just sucks because like it's such an avoidable thing, like you just don't do it. So yeah, he's my bum of the week, and for the foreseeable future, outside of soccer too, Man U, they might be my bum of the week every week for a while.
Look, you know where I stand on this. I'm going full meathead and ban him from all international competition, ban him from all domestic competition. I just full on ban. You can't do it. No.
Kick him off the tour, Doug.
Yeah, kick him. Yeah, get him out of here. Don't need any of that. Take away all his accolades. Just erase all his accomplishments from the history books. Messi's the #1 GOAT of all time. All the records are held by Messi now. Long live justice.
I will say, shout out to that kid's mom. He apologized right away. He offered to invite the kid and the mom to have a day at Old Trafford and watch a Man U game and, like basically make things right. The mom's like, fuck you. We don't want that. Like, we don't care about that. Like, we just don't want anything to do with you, which is the right thing to go about it. So shout out to that kid's mom. It seems like she's holding a grudge, and rightfully so.
Yeah. Ban him. So before I go to my MVBs and my what a bums, do you ever just like walk around your house and notice like random like Taco Bell packets are just like on your desk or table or something?
Between the White Castle talk and now the Taco Bell talk, Jason James.
I mean, I got a few like White Sox or Taco Bell
Drake
fire packets here.
Is a saint.
You never just find Taco Bell packets laying around your house? See, this is the problem when you work from home. Like, you just have random condiments just laying around.
We do have like we have a drawer in our kitchen where it's like all the extra sauce, McDonald's sweet and sour and like, Arby's sauce and fire sauce and stuff like that. So yes, they're not really laying around, but we do have a specific place for them.
Yeah. Well, I keep them handy just in case I need
you're packing heat. I keep that thing on me.
I'm gonna start with my MV. I'm gonna start with my bum. Okay. Adam Schefter this week. As most of you probably have heard, Dwayne Haskins, quarterback on the Pittsburgh Steelers, was tragically killed over the weekend. He got hit by a car. Um, and as Schefter was breaking the news, he had to put a little comment in there about how he was a standout in college and struggled in the NFL to catch on with teams. Not really necessary when you're talking about a guy who literally just passed away a couple hours ago, and
Yeah.
his family is grieving, and everyone see with his 9.4 million followers, whatever it is. Yes, Julie. She agrees. That was very scummy. So he deleted the tweet, but no formal apology. And while we're at it, let's just throw in a double bum of this old fuck Gil, whatever I don't know his complete name, but I never even heard of him until he came out, and he had on Sirius XM, he had a clip about how I'm probably misquoting him here, but basically saying that he was asking for death. He was living on the edge. I'm paraphrasing, but he apologized, but that was still
There's a
old
time
man
and a
shout at
place for all of that
clouds.
stuff, and that wasn't the time or the place. Jason, you mentioned it. He did apologize. The way he apologized was basically promoting his podcast and talking about how he's going to apologize on the podcast, which is about as tone deaf as you can get. Like, if you're going to apologize to his family and you're going to apologize to everyone, just do the apologizing. Don't
Yeah,
promote your podcast. It makes things worse, realistically.
Gil
Like,
Brandt. Gil
yeah,
Brandt was the guy. So I'm just gonna new rule: when people want to get a comment on something, no 80, 90-year-olds, any old men living in the Stone Age comments anymore. Like, just
my midlife crisis. We're almost there, man.
I know, but I'm sure people don't want to hear my hot takes about how, like in 50 years, how Jordan was better than LeBron.
I don't care how old I am. We just might have to do a podcast once a year praising Michael Jordan until the day I die.
Fair enough. So Adam Schefter, tone deafness.
Hold on. So the Gil thing, Julie
Yeah.
just mentioned. So he had mentioned that he's living to die, and he said if he would have stayed for another year, maybe he wouldn't be walking on the highway. And yeah, like it's like you just don't say these things in public on the radio when someone is, hours ago passed away. It's terrible.
Yeah, that's just ignorant comments like that. I mean, just say nice things. Don't be a dick. That's all. That's all. Schefter, Gill, my what a bums. My MVB is going back to food, because I
Okay.
love food. It's this class action lawsuit that these good Samaritans have filed against Burger King for false advertisement with their photos of food. So like when they see the advertisement, you get nice thick juicy burgers, and then you go pick up something from Burger King and it's like a third of the size. So they're suing for false advertisement, and I am 100% for that, because I am sick of seeing all these new items that come out and they look great, and I know they have to do the makeup on the food and all that shit, but I don't like it. I don't like seeing my chicken sandwich look like baby chick. I mean, I want the hen, I want the cock, I want the rooster.
You don't want your food to have Instagram filters.
No, I don't. Give me
Okay.
what I have to wake up to, like in the morning. Give me the messy hair, don't care, all the hashtags and everything like that. But so there's a lawsuit being filed against Burger King, and it's still pending. Hopefully it goes through, and then everyone who ever ate at Burger King or McDonald's or Wendy's can finally get a piece of the pie, maybe get a free sandwich or something, or 40 cents in retribution. But I'm all for it. I think fast food companies need to go more realistic advertisement with
I
what their
like it.
food looks like.
I like it.
So that's my MVP. People who are standing up for a little guy in fast food.
Jason's been catfished by Burger King.
I have been catfished. Yes. I think like Burger King wise, not only do their sandwiches look a lot, they're actually a lot smaller than they seem like in their commercials. But if you actually order like a Burger King like chicken sandwich before, it's the most pathetic looking thing
They
you'll
do
ever
suck.
see when you unwrap it. And then when they make it look so gorgeous and pretty in their commercial, but it's yeah, it's like you know you want a supermodel and then you get me.
you get you get your fat neck with abs.
Yeah, exactly. So see, you think you're getting 6-pack abs, but you're still getting a fat face and a fat neck who can't wear a tie.
19-inch neck.
That's right. Might be
We got
20
a
now.
bum of the week from Julie. Bum of the week, Adam Schefter for being a heartless scum bum. And MVB, shout out Christy and Billy. Shout out Chris. They're babysitting tomorrow. So me and Julie can have a nice, well-earned date night.
Very nice. Also, I'll give you an opportunity. Do you want to bum your sisters?
Yes, I like that. If you guys follow me on Instagram, it was National Siblings Day. None of them wished me a happy Siblings
None of
Day.
mine did either, man. I want those only child days back.
Yeah. So luckily now I got a brother. So now I'm all Team Billy. Christy
Team Billy.
and Santa can kick rocks.
Yeah, I mean, I just met my siblings, 3 years ago, and I didn't even get a happy like. I have to go back to my only child days at this point. Like, I finally get to celebrate National Siblings Day, and no one even knows I exist.
Maybe next year,
Telling you,
Jason.
man, we're a lonely island here, man. Island of two, and we'll bring Billy. We'll bring Billy with Billy. You want to come join our man
Yeah.
island of
I don't know if you want to call
love?
it Man Island. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that.
It's the
Well,
man. We'll call
maybe.
it the man island of brotherly love.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm down.
All right. Well, that ends our Monday night edition of the live BumCast. As once again, a couple things. We are going to be at the game on Saturday, so if you are going, come tweet us at Shy Sports Bums. We'll let you know where we are in Lot B. Come have some bourbon. Maybe if I have some arrachera or something grilling on in the morning, you can partake in some food and some White Sox beers. I got a couple cases of the White Sox Golden Nails since they are being discontinued. I'm going to start scooping up as many cases as I can. Also, a couple of weeks from now, we got our NFL Bears insider Rob Schwartz. He's going to be coming back to do a Bears post draft analysis. We believe we're going to do that May 1st, Sunday night, May 1st, after the draft. So we invite you guys to come back and join us live. He will be taking questions live and giving, feel free to ask him whatever you want. If you want to pre-submit some questions to us that we can ask him live on the air, but he's going to join us to break down the Bears draft picks. So that's going to be in a couple of weeks. We probably won't be doing a show next Sunday because of Easter, so we might be doing another Monday night show. So I'll just keep that going right there. But thanks for everyone for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube now, and
Yes,
also try to
please.
follow us on Facebook so you can keep the notifications of when we go live on the BumCast. And other than that, thanks guys, and we'll catch you next week.
Good night, fish bones.
Good night, Fishbones.